Yeah, he's...
Hey, what's going on, everybody? All right, in about a minute and a half, we're going to go live on air, and we're going to tell a story about this woman who made a sign. And here, I'm going to show you a picture of that sign. This is the actual sign that she made. Hot single female seeks sexy lineman to electrify her life. And not only did she get power, but her story is just one you have to hear. In a matter of moments, we're gonna talk to her. We're gonna share her whole story and her message now, because this has given her a huge platform. She went viral with this. Millions of people have seen this sign that I just showed you. And in a moment, we're going to talk to her, we're going to meet her, and we're going to spend some time with her and share her message that she has as an Irma survivor. And when I say she has an Irma survival story, this is a pretty amazing Irma survival story, and I'm going to talk about it coming up on air at b1039.com. Plus, I'm going to do it right here in the studio as well, so you can tune in locally to B1039 or just watch your Facebook Live feed, because we're going to do it right here. But I'm not going off. I'm going to give the broadcast over now to Zariah. And Zariah, here you go. We're live, so you're going to just get everybody as we talk.
I'm ready.
All right, the number one hit music station, B1039. Good morning. It is 25 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in the studio right now, her sign read, "Hot single female seeks sexy linemen to electrify her life." You may have saw it on the Yahoo main page. You may have seen it shared with millions of people across the country. But she is here right now. Kenzie Lee is her name. Good morning, Kenzie, and welcome to the program. Now, Kenzie, you've been a Southwest Floridian for how long?
17 years.
17 years you've lived down here.
Absolutely.
And when you put this sign out, did it get you power?
It did.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think the sign did it, or you just think the sign and the power just coincidentally made it work, or you think the guys were like, let's do this?
I've heard a few stories, but I think it was the sign. I'm gonna blame it on the sign. So if you need to get power back, get creative.
There you go. Get creative.
Get creative.
All right. So let's tell your story. So Irma's coming.
Yep.
And it was what? 2 weeks before Irma, or 2 days, or how?
About a week before we knew the storm was going to be hitting Southwest Florida, I had a double organ transplant on August 31st.
Oh, wow.
On August 31st. So yes. We're sitting literally 20 days ago.
Yeah, 20 days ago. I checked into Tampa Hospital on the night of the 30th.
And then did you come home and then have to leave again?
No, I actually got released from the hospital before the storm.
Okay.
And I was staying in a hotel next to the hospital, next to Tampa General, because I needed to be in close proximity.
Okay.
Just in case anything were to happen.
Okay.
Health-wise. And I woke up the next day and I wasn't feeling well, and I took my morning medications, which includes about 20 anti-rejection pills, antibiotics, steroids, to make sure that your body doesn't reject your organs.
I got you.
And I got sick after taking my pills, and I called my transplant coordinator, and she said, see how the rest of the day goes. And I got sick again in the afternoon, so she told me to go back to the hospital and check myself into the ER to see if I needed to stay. And they readmitted me to the hospital. And when they were readmitting me, they said, if you're not released by tomorrow, you're going to be here for at least 5 days to ride out the storm, because we have our entire staff coming in. And the staff is sleeping here. Everyone will be sleeping here until the storm's over, and we can assess the damages. Because Tampa General Hospital is on Davis Island.
I know exactly where it is.
And the Bayshore there floods.
Yeah, Bayshore.
And
you can't get back and forth to it because of how bad Bayshore Road floods. Yeah.
Right, and they close the bridge when there are high winds. So I had a few minor issues, health-wise.
Okay.
And so they readmitted me to the hospital, and my sister was with me. My mother was with me. She got to the hospital right when I was coming out of surgery. She lives in Tucson, Arizona.
Okay.
She stayed with me for the first week, and then my sister flew in, who's an RN, and she was planning on taking care of me outside of the hospital for the next week.
Yeah.
And she ended up staying in the hospital with me the entire storm, which we actually slept through.
All right, so the storm's over.
The storm's over.
You come back.
I come back.
Now, like, the 5 days is up. They're like, all right, you can go home if you want. So you're like, all right, let's pack up. Let's go back down.
All of my levels were steady. I wanted to get home to see my 8-year-old son, who only got to visit me because of the storm.
And he was down here in the storm. So you're worried about him the whole time.
Well, he actually, his father, they evacuated to Ocala.
Okay.
To his grandmother's house.
Okay.
So they went to Ocala, but I had only seen him once since my surgery. So this is now 2 weeks of not seeing my son. So the first thing I wanted to do was just get home.
Yeah.
And pick him up and spend time with him.
Yeah.
But I had no power at my house.
So you
like
get home,
everybody else.
no power.
Yeah, no power.
How long were you without power before the sign idea came into effect? I mean, were you there for a day, or did you like say, you know what, I got to do this right now?
Well, I got power yesterday, and I put the sign up the day before.
Wow.
All right.
It was the sign. It was, like you said, it was definitely
truly a sign.
And I kind of feel bad because I still hear generators running in my neighborhood. So.
Do you feel like any of your neighbors are like, ugh, she made a sign, she's just like, some hot chick just gets hooked up. Do you think any neighbors are like that?
Well, actually, as I was leaving this morning, a few of my neighbors came out. They said they saw me on the news last night and this morning, and they were just happy that I'm back in the neighborhood because they haven't seen me in so long since before I left for the hospital.
Yeah.
So, and my neighborhood is wonderful, and all of my neighbors are absolutely fantastic.
Oh, well, that's great.
And
at least nobody's. Does your whole neighborhood have power, or just your house? Because that would be something that would upset me if I was your neighbor. Like if I was your next door neighbor and I didn't have power, but you do have power because of your sign, we gonna have a talk. All right, we're gonna need you to stand in front of my house with the same sign.
Both of my direct next door neighbors, they both have power.
Okay.
But one of my neighbors across the street, he doesn't have power yet. And I told him he could borrow my sign. And then I can hear generators in the back. So I know some are
still struggling to get their electricity back.
Yeah, they're still struggling to get power.
What part of town do you live in?
I live off of McGregor.
Okay, all right. So they're working diligently. They're saying by the end of this week they'll have power up for, I guess it's by the end of the day actually for Lee. Okay. And the end of Friday for Collier. So hopefully it'll all work out and they can stick to their timeline. But you have a message that you want to share with everybody, and I want to give you that chance to share the message, but I got to run to break. So I'm going to go to commercial. We'll come back. We'll talk about your actual message that you want to share with people, because I think this is a solid message, and it just made all of us check. So you'll probably check as well as soon as we get back from break. We're hanging out right now. Kenzie Lee, the hot single female who seeked a sexy lineman to electrify her life and did get electrified. By the way, did you actually meet the lineman?
I didn't, but they left me a note on my sign.
I bet you've been getting a lot of messages from even guys that aren't linemen, because on the post I shared,
the thirsty guys.
Yeah, this guy was like, "I'm not a lineman, but I wanna." I'm like, "Oh my goodness."
I woke up this morning and I think I have over 100 messages.
Yeah.
You know that little Facebook folder that you never check?
Yeah.
It keeps going off.
Well, yeah.
Right. So there's hundreds of
messages.
Now,
are you truly single? Are you truly single?
I am.
Well, there you go. It's on now, boy. You're gonna have a choice of who you want.
She's gonna get electrified.
Yeah, that was really cool. We'll talk more to her next. Hold on. It's her story that I want you to hear, so you got to hang out through the break. Hang out with us right here, and just hang out in the studio. And we're going to stay live during commercials, just so everybody knows. All right?
A little excited.
The good news is, Tobacco Free Florida is here to help you quit your way by offering the free support and tools you need to succeed. For the do-it-yourselfers, there's WebQuit, a free online resource that gives you access to.
Here's what we'll do for everybody on live. Let's talk to Kenzie right now. Kenzie, because we're going to come over here real quick. Come over here so we can. No, you stay there. We're going to keep you right here.
Okay.
All right, so just for the Facebook Live, because we're going to talk about it again on air, but I want to give everybody a chance to
Now is
To hear your message, let me turn down this commercial that's behind us. I want everybody to your message now. Your what is it? A multiple
double organ
transplant recipient. And your message is what? Don't bury
good organs.
Don't bury good organs. So you're encouraging everybody to become an organ donor.
Absolutely.
And all you have to do to find out if you're an organ donor, and I'm about to show you real quick with the slide of my finger on my driver's license. Is look right here on the bottom, right there on the bottom. It'll say organ donor, and that's where you can get your find out if you're an organ donor. If you're not, now how do you become an organ donor?
If you have an iPhone, you can go to the health app of your phone and register directly from the health app.
Really?
Once you click through and you fill out your information, you can fill out if you're diabetic, if you have heart issues, and then you just keep going through. You put your birthday and any medications that you take. So if you're in an accident, the first responders will know that what's wrong with you, and then you can click right there, and it'll go to registerme.org, and you can register directly there to be an organ donor. So from your iPhone, or you can go to registerme.org and sign up there also.
And make sure when you renew your driver's license, you tell them you want to be an organ donor. That's what's going on. We're hanging out with Kenji Lee. Continue to listen to the interview online at B1039.com. We'll throw it up on the podcast as well. Thank you for watching and listening to B1039. Have a great day.
Thank you.
I would have driven me nuts. I lost my debit card again. There's probably 6 of them under there. We're good.